Okay guys, I'm gonna shoot this video kind of free form here. I'm out in the jungle of Thailand, and I think this is kind of an appropriate place to have this conversation. Now, for some of the ladies who are watching this, I don't know if this is going to interest you all that much. I can only speak about stuff that I have learned from a male perspective. Perhaps you will enjoy watching this to understand a male perspective, though, because it might help you you get some insight into how men see things and things I have learned. There might be some useful things in there for you, but there is one message in here that I think is going to help everyone, regardless of whether you are male or female, because it addresses something fundamental. But anyway, the whole point of this here is for me to share with you the things that I have learned after being single for the last 7 years. I got divorced 7 years ago, no kids, thankfully. That would have complicated things greatly in the divorce. So I have been blissfully single, and I've learned quite a few things about how to navigate this male-female relationship thing. I have not had any serious relationships with women over those 7 years, but I have dated many women. And that has taught me quite a few things. And I hope that the men listening to this can benefit from the insights that I have learned. Now, I learned a lot of this by talking to guys that I know who are relationship gurus. Probably most notably, Eric von Sydow, and also, there are a couple other names that might come up here, in the one. But that guy, is a personal friend, and he has, helped me quite a bit in understanding these things. So let me see if I can distill down the most important stuff that you need to know that I can share with you here. And I'm just gonna do this kind of free form. Probably the first thing that I want to start with is that the real name of the game here is gonna be about working on yourself, becoming a better person. Okay, and I'm not just talking about getting fit. Being fit has helped me tremendously. There is no doubt. For women who are attracted to men with shaved heads and are jacked and tan, I can get attraction with them right away. But that's not the whole thing, and in fact, it's not required. I'd recommend it. I think getting in very good shape is a super good idea on many, many levels. You're going to be more energetic. You're going to be more self-confident, which matters a lot, as we'll get into here in a second. But I have also met some men who are obese and can still do very, very well with women. How is that? Well, let me tell you a story that will help you illustrate this. Now, one other thing that you need to know here is that you're going to need to sift and sort, all right? If you meet a woman and she does not have much attraction for you, you might want to not waste your time talking to her, right? You might want to instead, find one that you have more of a connection with, and you're going to learn how to sense this over time. Because if you find a woman that you're really attracted to, and you're needy and you're trying really hard to be with her, she is going to be repelled. And what's going to happen is she's either going to just ignore you, or she's going to say, well, I can just use this guy, right? Frankly, that's the truth. There are a lot of women out there who will do that. And I don't blame them for that. This is just, I think that this is an instinctive thing, that is wired into women. It is an artifact of the fact that, we sort of shame women for having sexual desire in our various cultures. So women learn coping mechanisms, and one of them is that, they can find themselves in situations where they don't have the same advantages that men do in the workplace. It's true. I think that we have a lot more equality now than we've had in a long time, but there are certainly advantages that men have, and women are going to use whatever tools they have available. And if they find men that where they can use their attraction for them to get certain things, they will do that. Some of them are more nefarious in their desires than others. Some of them are just trying to get by, Okay, so there's no judgment about that. This is just a fact. And the needier you are, the more likely you're going to find yourself in such a situation. Now let me explain to you how subtle this can get. All right, so I can tell right away now, if women find me attractive or interesting, right? And however, there are times when if I meet a woman who is attracted to me, and I start to fantasize about like, wow, man, this is an extraordinary woman. Maybe she's the one. Maybe I could have something long term with her. And I start projecting that. I start putting out a sense of neediness, right? In fact, from time to time, I meet women like this. I think, man, because I still question whether or not, being single is the right thing. Maybe I will meet a woman, with whom I want to settle. If I do or I don't, I'm going to be happy regardless. Okay, and that's very important, as we'll get to here in a second. But when I start to have that fantasy of like, wow, this will be the woman who will fix me, right? She will make my life better. That woman is going to see that. She's going to sense that, and her attraction is going to plummet instantly. Okay? So what am I getting at here? The real key thing is there's some internal confidence that you need to have. There's an internal lack of neediness that you need to have. All right? That is the most important thing. Women need to know that you've got your stuff together. Okay? They need to know that you are comfortable in your own skin, that you are not a broken mess. They don't want to inherit a problem. Okay, if you express to women that you are going to be a problem for them, and that by having a relationship with you, that they are going to lower the quality of their life, and that they're going to have to spend their time trying to fix you, and that you are going to be burdensome to be around, of course they're not going to want to be around you. But I see so many guys walking around like, man, if I just find the right girl, she'll fix me. Stop looking for a woman to fix you, man. No woman is going to fix you. Okay, no relationship is going to fix you. And if you have that attitude, there is a stench that you will emit that women will smell, and they will be utterly repelled by that. Okay? Now, the other thing you need to realize here is that women have varying preferences. And if they are not attracted to you, you need to not be offended by that. There are over 7 billion people on the planet right now. Of those 7 billion, there are some who will be attracted to you no matter who you are. I promise you that. And there's some who will not be. All right? And you need to see this as a matter of sifting and sorting. So, when you start to fearlessly approach women, and we'll talk about that here in a moment, you need to understand that if they're not interested, that's all right. It shouldn't bother you, because you need to come at this from an abundance mindset. Now, by the way, when I see a woman who's attracted to me, and I start talking to her, and I've got this abundance mindset of like, yeah, she's a beautiful woman. I could spend some time with her. Let's meet up and see what happens. If I have that kind of attitude, and if I'm chill about it, that attraction is going to be high. I don't have to put on a show. I don't have to dazzle her with my mind. I just have to be comfortable in my own skin and be okay. Because one thing I'll tell you that you subcommunicate to women when you emit the sense that it doesn't matter whether or not you get together with them or not, they're going to think in the back of their mind, why is this guy so confident? What does this guy have going on? And they want to know. They're curious. And they're going to be attracted to that, because women, I believe, biologically are attracted to men who are secure in themselves and are going to be able to defend them. I mean, if you think about this in terms of instincts, right? It's only very recently in the history of humanity that agriculture came about and that society started changing the way it was. It used to be law of the jungle, right? In the law of the jungle, if a woman wants to mate with a man, who does she want to mate with? She wants to mate with the guy who will be able to protect her and defend her. Okay? She's not going to be attracted to a guy who's weak and needy, obviously, right? If there are lions and tigers and bears out there, You know, she wants the guy who has whatever it is that is going to be able to defend her from the lions and tigers and bears. And if you are the guy who has whatever this je ne sais quoi, this mysterious component is that allows him to feel comfortable in his own skin, she's going to be like, well, he seems safe. He feels safe. He's not insecure. He seems to be the master of his domain. I want to be part of that. I want to be in that orbit, because if things go wrong, whatever he has figured out, I figure that's going to help me in my life. Okay? I think that's a real dynamic. It's something I have observed time and time and time again. All right? So you really got to deal with that neediness. Now let's talk about approaching women. Most guys are super nervous about approaching women, and you got to get over that. And the only way to get over that is going to be through doing it over and over and over again, right? So, you know, what I would do is I would just start making a habit of striking up conversations with women. If you're at the checkout stand somewhere and there's a woman, you know, at the checkout counter, start talking to her. You know, ask her how her day is going. You know, say something, you know, about something she's wearing. You know, just strike up a conversation. Don't do it with the intention of thinking like, oh, maybe I'll get something from her. Just start the conversation so that you can just start getting in the habit of feeling comfortable talking to women. Because most guys are not comfortable talking to women. Why? They bring in all this baggage of like, well, last time I talked to a woman, she rejected me. And oh man, I'd really love to be with her. You start bringing in that neediness. None of that's going to work, right? So you need to talk to them like they're just normal people, right? That's the first phase. And then you might be, you know, at a party or in a situation where you see a woman where it will be, you know, you have to make a move to approach her, and you might have to walk up and say hello. Well, how do you do that? You walk up and say hello. You know, you don't have to have some grand, you might be sitting there thinking, what angle am I going to have when I come talk to her? You know, just come up and say, hey, you know, my name is Mark. Put out your hand. You know, what do they have to? They have to shake your hand and then say, you know, if they just look at you, you know, you could say, and your name is, right? You know, you're starting a conversation. You know, and if they, by the way, this is hardly ever going to happen, but if they say, why are you approaching me? You just say, you know, you seemed like an attractive woman. I thought I would say hello. You know, don't make any mystery of the fact that you are attracted to a woman. There's nothing wrong with being attracted to a woman. In fact, if you are open about that, you don't have to communicate it directly all the time. Sometimes that's appropriate, sometimes it's not. But, you know, in the way that you communicate with them, you know, you don't need to keep it a secret. You know, and that's gonna show up in the way you have eye contact with them, the way you carry yourself, and all of that. Now, there are nuances of this that you will learn as you go along, but you need to get into the habit of coming out and talking to women. Just talk to them and get more and more comfortable with talking with them. Okay? Now, the way you're going to get more, really, there's one fundamental thing I'm getting to here, and this is for men and for women. We all need to know this, okay? At the end of the day, what this really implies is fixing who you are, okay? Because if at the core of yourself, you know that you are not comfortable in your own skin, that you are not living up to your full potential, if you know that yesterday all you did is watch YouTube videos and not really get any work done, and you're not really pushing yourself toward your dreams, and you know that you're not really being your full, complete self, there's no pickup line, trick, or anything like that is ever going to be able to fix that. Okay? I'm sorry, that's the hard road, that's the hard lesson. Okay? But that is the reality. And I hope you guys know me well enough to know that I'm not going to get up here and BS you about what is something I'm not going to say something is easier than it is. Okay? I'm going to tell you the truth about something. And I think personal development, self-improvement, changing yourself, getting on your right path in life, this is the single most important thing you can do, because it's the only thing that's going to give you peace of mind. Wim Hof has this great saying. He says, comfort is bullshit. Okay, pardon my language. Right? It says, getting the most out of yourself, that is the real comfort zone. And what that comes from is persistence. Okay? And let me tell you one last story about this. There was a period in my life there where you guys have probably seen pictures of me where I was quite obese. Even after I released Simpleology, there was a period there where my health was a mess. I was obese. My life was a mess. Why? I was not using Simpleology for a while there. I was not following my own advice. Okay, I was getting cocky and arrogant. I had had all this great success, and I allowed all of that great success to color my perception of who I was. If you allow your past success to define your perception of yourself when your current self needs a little bit of help, needs a little bit of change, if you're not actually working on yourself, that is a very, very dangerous situation to be in. So what did I do? I got back into using Simpleology all the time. Okay? That was the fundamental thing that I did. That is how I've gotten so fit. Okay? It is how I've been able to change myself in so many profound ways over those last 7 years. Okay, there's a module inside Start My Day, for example, called Observe and Change. It is the single most powerful behavioral change tool I know of. That's why we built it in there. We have tools to get you financially secure, the financial growth module, the business growth module. All right, all of that stuff is important because if you have financial security, if you're truly working on yourself, and if you're truly comfortable in your own skin, which by the way only comes from working on yourself, all right, you're never going to be comfortable in your own skin if you are not working on yourself, if you are not genuinely working every day to be your best self, if you are not fighting that battle, and that battle is not going to end, guys. I hate to tell you this. We have this perception that we're going to work really hard and we're going to get to this point and everything's going to be secure. That does not exist. That is the worst illusion that has been planted in our minds. Why? Because the universe is in constant flux. You are either moving forward or you're moving backwards. There is no stasis. Stop looking for stability. Instead, start looking at yourself and start looking at the internal battle. Okay, there is a battle you're going to have inside yourself. Am I going to right now, am I going to get on Facebook and goof off, or am I going to do work to improve myself? Am I actually going to show up and go to the gym? Okay, am I actually going to, work on my business today? Am I actually going to eat the right foods? All of the tools to do all this stuff, the grand irony of this for me is that this is stuff I designed and was not using. I was using it for a while, of course, in the beginning, having great success with that, but then when I stopped using it and resting on my laurels and allowing all of my past successes to blind me of the fact that I was destroying myself and being a jerk, okay, and being arrogant, that's what ruined me. Okay, but when I got back to the realization of, man, this is so ironic that I've actually built tools myself that had all the secrets I needed, I found that quite humorous. But this is why I am so much more serious about this company now. Having seen myself use this stuff to organize my life and to change so many other lives over so many years, it was great. But then after I stopped using it and seeing what happened to me, and then getting back in and seeing how it all turned everything around for me and got me to a point where I have crazy fitness. I'm 50 years old, guys. I was just at an event. I was at a 5-day event, and I was the most energetic, the fittest, strongest person in that room. I guarantee you. And I don't think there's anybody in that room who would disagree with that. And this is a room full of 100 people. And I was, one of the oldest guys. I think there was maybe 2 other guys in the room who were older than I was. Most of these are young, fit, healthy people, okay? But I was the fittest. I was the most energetic. I was also the one that got the most attention. Why? It's because I'm doing the stuff that I'm telling y'all to do, Okay, I'm using Start My Day every single day. I'm using all of the modules in Start My Day every single day. I use this to change myself. I use Kankyo Kaizen. All of these tools that we give you, it's kind of like, I don't want to say religion, because the Simpleology is not a religion, obviously. It's a set of tools, okay, but I use it religiously. I use it religiously. That's the real key. Okay, now I'm giving you guys this video on a page where you guys can say yes or no to starting a trial of Elite. I hope that this video inspires you to say yes and try it out, guys. I think what it has done for me is pretty obvious, and the ways it has changed me, not just my fitness, not just the surface stuff. The surface stuff is one thing. There are other things that it has done for me that are profoundly more important. The most important thing is that it has made me so comfortable in my own skin that I am at a point now where I can walk up to a woman and talk to her and be okay with whatever happens, all right? You know, I have that confidence, and women sense that I have, you know, an inner strength and inner peace, and that has allowed me to have great success in that regard, okay? So it's up to you guys. You can try this thing out and take it seriously or not. So scroll down below the video, look at all the features, look at all the testimonial videos from all the people we have in there, or don't, right? It's up to you. That's another way I can be non-needy. I don't need people to become new Simpleology members. We have over 1 million users, guys. Okay, but what I do have a need for is to make an impact on people's lives. Okay, I want you to do it. I want you to do it because I want you to change, and I don't want you to suffer the way I have suffered. I want you to experience the success that I've experienced. So I'm going to do whatever I can to get you to do that. But if you don't, that's cool too. You have to do these things when you're ready. But what I'm hoping is that right now I flip something in your head that will get you to say, you know what? Maybe I will try this out. Maybe I will log into Simpleology every day and do what Mark says and click that Do Today's Training button every single day for 60 days. Or maybe I'll get really hardcore and commit to this until I have my Simpleology black belt. Guys, it is all in front of you. The decision is in front of you right now. You can scroll below this video and start the trial or not. It's up to you. But those decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis are going to determine your path. All right? Remember, we're either moving forward or moving backwards. And wherever you are right now, if you're super comfortable, I still think you should move forward, right? Because if you're not moving forward, you are moving backwards. But if you're not comfortable with where you are right now, if you don't start moving forward now, it's not going to magically get better. People are selling you magic bullets. They're selling you magic pills. They're selling you quick fix solutions that don't work, okay? Stop looking for that. Stop looking for a woman who's going to fix you. Stop looking for quick fixes, all right? And start getting ready to roll up your sleeves and do the real work, because that is the only place where your peace of mind is going to come from. It's the only place where your ability to attract women, maybe the woman of your dreams, maybe the mother of your children, and hopefully the right mother of your children, because goodness, bad relationships are not what you're looking for here. You want to have options so that you can not just find a woman, so that you can find the ideal woman in your life. Do not settle. Okay, if that's what you're serious about, then scroll below the video and start the trial and give it a shot. If it doesn't work, guys, we will refund your money, and it's a free trial anyway. All you got to do is just call up customer care, send them a message, and they will cancel. They're not going to hassle you. Okay, we're not here to hassle you. We are here to help you. But I can't do it for you. You got to get in there and you got to start doing the work, and that means you got to have access to the tools. Ball's in your court, buddy.